third eye vision, clearer than a hawk sight. Seeing through these fools, the world just go rock right. Rock like the stage, like the sun when it blazes. The world's fucked up, but the channel outrageous. Folks with the pages, filling up my knowledge. Learning in the library, y'all, fuck college. Moving like a monster, crawling out the closet. Bank accounts empty, nothing to deposit. If I had to, maybe at the pawn shop, but I still move the crowd to keep the mic live. Super tight in my fist, reaching for the sky. Built just like Icarus, learning how to fly. Jumping off a cliff, y'all, get it do or die. To let the wind lift me, straight to the sky. Gotta tell them what the fuck is really happening. Tell them, wake on up and stop napping. Tell them, making the calls and flashing flashing. Tell them, time to get some shit crack. Gotta tell them, there's some foul shit happening. Tell them, can't afford to keep napping. Tell them, fuck the sweatshop fashion. Tell them, time to get some shit crack. Fuck a bird of a plane, I ain't no superhero. I'm merely a musician, and boom, but like hero. I fear no man, cause nobody else can. Hold me back when I decide to take no scan. Go at it like a tourist, so have to see the chorus. Little with the remnants, 1,000 heroes corpses. Building up my forces, planning my attack. There's no other world, it's time to get back. That's a cold hard fact, y'all. America is whack, y'all. Uncle Santa's trying to keep us all trapped, y'all. Love for my people, the rage for our enemies. Fools that bring wars, steal our identities. Make a place monopoly, manipulate minds to colonize communities. All powers and numbers, where we speak together, y'all. Resonates like thunder. Gotta tell them what the fuck is really happening. Tell them, wake on up and stop napping. Tell them, picking the calls and flashing fashion. Tell them, time to get some shit crack. Gotta tell them, there's some foul shit happening. Tell them, can't afford to keep napping. Tell them, fuck your sweatshop fashion. Tell them, time to get some shit crack. Alright, revolutionary, rhymes for a reason. Excuse me, you're treason. I'm right for my people, denied human rights. Destroy the system, the claim since I'm white. Managing my history, my culture, I'm struggle. So when I'm on the stage, I'm bringing nothing but trouble. The son of rebellion, born from a flame. It doesn't really matter whether y'all know my name. I'm not in it for the money, for women or the fame. I'm fighting for my freedom, so I'll never be tamed. The game is corrupted by money and power. My words go like weeds to bloom like wildflowers. Son of William Wallace, Michael Collins, Wolf Tones. Stranded in America, no time to get home. Stranger in a strange land, though I've lived all my life. Holding tight to my dreams to attain in the strife. Gotta tell them what the fuck is really happening. Tell them, wake on up and stop napping. Tell them, making the calls and flashing fashion. Tell them, time to get some shit crack. Gotta tell them, there's some foul shit happening. Tell them, can't afford to keep napping. Tell them, fuck your sweatshop fashion. Tell them, time to get some shit cracking.
A call to all artists and artisans. It is pertinent that we come together in creation to break down the matrix.
It's all dollars and cents, there's no sense in the system. They wanna build a fence around my mind, I resist them, dismiss them as past tense. Thriving on silence, trying to keep me locked in a cage. Now that's violence insane, even got chains in our veins. Living locked in cages, thinking we free range. Political pundits perpetuate persecution. Preying on poor people, call me electrocution. To get your heart started, paramedics screaming clear. Sound of liberation that can win in your ears. They've had too many chances, too many years. I'm a bullet in the chamber, taking aim at your fear. We gotta move, y'all. Fuck riding on a groove, y'all. Plastic ass rap, too deceiving, confused, y'all. Refuse to be a pawn, cogging the beast. Taking aim at the game when my rhymes release.
Smitten with self-insult, saving the swallow of salvation. Each fractal fully intact, blow the rack, but all I needed was to leave my burlap sack. So I escape, no longer a part of the system, swimming in chemical water, they delayed. You're in the labyrinth, but no longer the back cage. Be what we will, be what we may. And when all's mundane and the cycle stuck, cycle clutch, cycle rut, a bitter, better piece of paralysis sinks when the system takes a drink of us as young guys. Stay trapped and entranced, but honestly they're royal for avoiding the static tendency. Partisan, ballerina, tapper, some are mangled, but they've all got their reasons. I am the ancestor, spiritual ancestor. Cycle war with the demon, killing my ancestors. No excuses, proof in the roof, using the truth. Bloody future, Martin Luther's dreaming of suture. Cyber systems such as six soldiers and geotixers. Geo evil tricks, scripted DOP fixes. To convict the freedom fix, verbally remixes. Certainly, situated herbally, certainly evil. Word prefer, carefully your mini moves. Slaying your feet, an enemy for any cue. That you might understand the command that you want with the plenty suit. Better pretty penny proof, adjudicated, proof suit. Labor, sucker punk,
High school scary nigga looking clean, neocon, death coat, cyber killing push machine. Vengeance in your vibes, be all you can be able to team. If the brainwash flash with a strange look at me.
Fools be getting in my face cause I don't claim thug. I don't rap about cars, big pimpin' or drugs. But yo, I've never lived that life, so I can't rep that. I got to speak to where I'm from and where my heart rests at. And that ain't easy, because I come from many places. A long strange road with a lot of strange faces. Take pieces of the past and try to rearrange them. Paint a different picture but it's still the same one. You got to come through the past to get to the present. Nobody ever said that this life would be pleasant. My life growing up was hard, but so what? This whole world is hard, it's sick and fucked up. I'm just trying to make the best of the world I was given. You're trying to make a killing, I just wanna make a living. And get in where I fit in with some ill rhymes spitting. Feeding for the life, I got to feed my addiction. If you want it, come and get it. If you got it, better spit it. Cause when I step up to it, gon' rip it. Kicking this percussion, no doubt, no discussion. If you talking bullshit, you can take a bomb rush. I ain't one of y'all fast spitter, tongue twister, mic rippers. Nothing but love for my underground heavy hitters. Just ain't my style, man, it's not how I flow. I'd rather chill on out and take it slow. Cause really, what's the point if folks can't understand it? My people need to know that the system's underhanded. Freestyle is ill as fuck if you can do this shit right, but it's pretty fucking stupid if your shit ain't tight. And most of the rappers are here are fucking lame, either spouting cliches and glorifying the game. You need to go on home and pick up the pen, write out your very best shit and then write it again. And really think about what it is that you're saying, what you writing for, why you started mic slaying. And before you touch the mic, exercise your intellect, cause the battle's won before the first mic check. If you want it, come and get it. If you got it, better spit it. Cause when I step up to it, gon' rip it. Kicking this percussion, no doubt, no discussion. If you talking bullshit, you prepare for bomb rushing. I spit facts when I attack, so I'm citing my sources. A one-man army, you're still gathering forces. On some take no prisoners, burn it all down shit. Cause all of us are prisoners, I'm sick of getting pounded. The final call's been sounded, this is your last chance. Move your ass to the streets, fuck the last dance. My mind state reflects how I live day to day, and it pisses me off that I've got to pay to play. In a world privatized, where fools don't realize what's behind the lies when terror's televised. Got a limited tolerance for intolerant assholes. At a certain point, yo, I'm gonna have to blast full. There's only so much bullshit that one man can take. You can call me St. Patrick, driving out the snake, waiting for him in the alleyway, fucking up the fakes, trying to start a revolution or whatever it takes. If you want it, come and get it. If you got it, better spit it. Cause when I step up to it, gon' rip it. Kicking this percussion, no doubt, no discussion. If you talking bullshit, you prepare for bomb rushing. I wrote this sitting in the laundromat, watching my clothes dry, digging for change, and wondering why in the hell are we living in this fucked up system. I know y'all are feeling me, but yo, just listen. In a year and a half since I dropped an American, 100,000 downloads, there's really no comparison. And when I step on stage, people calling my name, it's just a little taste of underground fame. Now I'm rocking compilation from Cali to Australia, getting fan mail from heads in South Africa. Had the album reprinted Germany and Indonesia, and it makes my head swim like I was under anesthesia. Cause I'm just a normal guy, nothing special about me, but folks around the world have somehow heard about me, and it makes me wanna shout, the whole thing is impossible. Guess it's just proof you can conquer any obstacle. So fuck what you heard, check your assumptions. assumption. I'm in this cause I love to hear that bass line thumping. I'm writing for my folks who are working for a change, and we ain't gonna quit till this world rearranged. This is my 5th album, done all of them at home. Taught myself to make beats, I like to work alone. Put out everything myself, made my own website, gave it all away for free, cause it just seemed right. Cast my bread on the water, let the people come and get it. And now folks everywhere loving how I spit it, and I'm doing it for love. Never went looking for fame, and I still live the same. So the game ain't changed. You won't ever see me frontin', telling lies to my folks. Like I never ever step up to the stage and show. And I write it from the heart, and I say what I believe. So it's not about the gimmicks or the tricks up my sleeve. My style is blunt, straightforward to the point. So I'll never write a rhyme about smoking joints, cause I keep my mind clean like I keep my game tight. Trying to start a revolution with the music alright. So fuck what you heard, check your assumption. I'm in this cause I love to hear that bass line thumping. I'm writing for my folks who are working for a change, and we ain't gonna quit till this world rearranged. I've never lived large, brush ice or gold teeth, and I'm not the kind of cat who wastes energy on beat. I'm just your average, ordinary, working class man, trying to get through my day any way that I can. And I'm working on my plan, and I'm planning my work, trying to get things accomplished. Not trying to be a jerk, just trying to tell some stories, relate what I've seen, put it all together, understand what it means. If it really means anything at all, I don't know, guess it's up to y'all. So if you like the show, let me know. Put your hands in the air where I can see them, and make some fucking noise, y'all. This isn't a museum, this is hip-hop, live and direct on the corner. And you can get up next if you're feeling like you want. It's not about getting paid, getting laid, getting up. This right here is for my folks, down to light the night up. What? So fuck what you heard, check your assumption. I'm in this cause I love to hear that bass line thumping. I'm writing for my folks who are working for a change, and we ain't gonna quit till this world rearranged.
Yeah, we bad luck in this motherfucker, you know? It's like playing Russian roulette, you get out of business, you know what I'm saying? It's D.Labrie in the building, my homie Emcee Lynx, you know what I'm saying? Rockin' the ball from the beat, get your clovers, you feel me? Yo, Labrie and Lynx, leave your nose looking like a sphinx. Before you blink, I'm just a motherfucking jinx. Black cat all in your pad, you rinky dink, a pink. Get your hand rammed into the sink, get your face in the toilet to drink. On the brink of insanity, I can't bear this. You doing squareness, in all fairness, I'm careless, ready to wear this. Nigga out with a bare fist, on some Ric Flair shit. Nigga 4-4 your leg, headlock, looking like you tried to stop your car in bedrock. There's no brakes, except for breaking your face. And you breaking the habit of making a mistake. Or gas brake, dip and spray. Man, it's about to get ugly till the mirror breaks and shatters. Your luck's getting better, like you under a ladder. You spoke on it, then it happens. Stop yapping. Get your rapper's foot and your clover. Knock on wood, cause after I rap, it's gonna be over. They chose ya, it's like we playing poker. And your opponent is posted with 4 jokers. We bad luck, not giving a man fuck. Like Daz and Corrupt, we tearing the track up. Run in the mud while you running get stuck. Like a black cat crossing the path of a Mack truck. We bad luck, not giving a man fuck. Like Daz and Corrupt, we tearing the track up. Run in the mud while you running get stuck. Like a black cat crossing the path of a Mack truck.
Yeah, let the spiritual magic grab you within. As these lyrical acrobatics descend like a miracle after tragic events, capturing men till they gradually bend. Ask for repentance, or I'll have to attach a sentence. There is no afterlife with me, no Nirvana, no Madonna forgiving your sins. You're riding on your own karma, so pray like there's no tomorrow. Your soul is hollow, and I can see inside you like an empty Coca-Cola bottle, which means your drive's rolling like a stolen auto of an older model. And you can try, you won't go far though, unless you pull the throttle. You're gonna nosedive and leave your family broken hearted all alone to cope with sorrow. My words are like a golden lotto, picking stuff hidden up in the mud, because you're lucky if you pick it up. And in this business of kids who wanna live as thugs, it's bad luck if you ain't giving love. We bad luck, not giving a mad fuck. Like Daz and Corrupt, we tearing the track up. Running them up while you run and get stuck. Like a black cat crossing the path of a Mack truck. We bad luck, not giving a mad fuck. Like Daz and Corrupt, we tearing the track up. Running them up while you run and get stuck. Like a black cat crossing the path of a Mack truck.
The luck of the Irish is about to kick in. I'm ripping and spitting, cause Lynx ain't that kitten. Wildcat coming with claws and ferocity. Ripping the mic, you can't clock my velocity. Fuck, we tearing the track up. And fuck a politician, all them bitches corrupt. Can't even make a case cause it's open and shut. Can't fuck with the new, turn it off and discuss. This is bad luck like George Bush's second election. Like bad luck for pigs when I step in the section. Bad luck like peak oil, fucking predictable. Or bad like the luck of 2,000 individuals. Set you all rack in the war for oil.
sent back in a casket under the soil. Cause life is a lottery, pick your number. The game is rigged, so I bring the thunder. This is bad luck, not giving a man fuck. America's corrupt, so I'm tearing it up. Running them up while you run and get stuck. Like a black cat crossing the path of a Mack truck. This is bad luck, not giving a man fuck. America's corrupt, so I'm tearing it up. Running them up while you run and get stuck. Like a black cat crossing the path of a Mack truck. I'm living locked in the basement without sunlight, and so my soul is feeling colder than the coldest night. Surrounded by fiends, crackheads in my living room. This cat down the hall makes us living off a mushroom. Me, I just try to rise above it. I'm living life in the war zone, leave it or love it. But yo, I can't do either. All I want is a way out. I'm sick to death of school watching fools get played out. Hip-hop, which used to be my lifeline in hard times, stuck in these studio tests, cliched rhymes. So much to say, so few will say it. Even when they do, the radio won't play it. There's no point acting tough. I got to warn you, it's all crackheads and freaks out in the corner. And it isn't the thugs who'll put an end to your life. This is some random crackhead who'll disappear in the night. Cause this world is cold, this concrete is colder. No man can carry this world on his shoulders. Trying to make a difference, doing all that I can, but I can't fix this shit, yo, I'm only one man. It's a long haul road, from here to revolution. My goal and my sights drowning in the pollution. It's all fucked up, that's the cold hard facts. Makes me wonder how the hell we could never fight back. But I'm drinking something better for everybody I love. You know, more than just a general escaping with drugs. Because I know there's got to be something more for me, and I can't settle for less than my whole family free. Cause my family tree is rooted in stone, and all I have is my mind, my muscle and bone. You know I'm white trash and blue, with that I made my peace. But still my soul burns adrenaline, raging beats. And I'm a feast at the table of life, sooner or later. If I'm a Jedi Knight, the president is Darth Vader. He doesn't run shit, he's a servant to the throne. But we gotta take him out if we wanna get home. Because this world is cold, this concrete is colder. No man can carry this world on his shoulders. Trying to make a difference, doing all that I can, but I can't fix this shit, yo, I'm only one man. And I'm doing what I can, trying to build for a change. Just dream of a day when the world will arrange. And I won't have to work in the job that I hate, and I won't have to pay taxes to support the state. But in the meantime, I've got to make rent, and I get so pissed off that I've just got to vent. A little frustration, a whole lot of rage in a spectacle society where life is a stage. Television is a drug, and we're living in a cage. And I don't believe in magic for dinner for your man. And I duel to the death against these necromancers who feed off of pain and exhale cancer. It's bigger than the people, it's the power of positions, the practice of depression that keeps us in submission. The crooks and corporations, the picture plantations, the lies that televised to justify their invasion. This world is cold, this concrete is colder. No man can carry this world on his shoulders. Trying to make a difference, doing all that I can, but I can't fix this shit, yo, I'm only one man. It begins in the heart and the soul, and it grows into a burning rage against the cage and control. And it spreads like a wildfire, blazing brightly, burning down the barriers so unsightly. Last for a moment or two, maybe last for the soldiers. The status quo can't repress the latest incarnation of something so old, the flame of freedom that never gets cold. There's a new world growing in my heart, I protect it. Old world's falling apart, I reject it. A matter of time until the time comes to put down the pen and pick up the gun. When the people stand up and stop running scared, and when that day comes, you better be prepared. Cause if you live for love, then there's nothing to fear. But the pigs and the predators ain't gonna be spared. This world is cold, this concrete is colder. No man can carry this world on his shoulders. Trying to make a difference, doing all that I can, but I can't fix this shit, yo, I'm only one man. And this world is so cold, this concrete is colder. Together we carry this world on our shoulders. Got to make a difference, doing all that we can. No one can fix it alone, yo, but together we can. Sky deep blue, not a star in sight. As the clouds in the sky reflect back the light of street lamps and headlights, pinpoints of brilliance to mimic the stars that they've hidden. The resilience of the natural world is stretched past breaking, and when I touch the ground I feel the earth shaking. We're riding the whirlwind, reaping devastation, and how much longer can we stay complacent? It's one thing to sell ourselves out of fear, and another to sell the whole world. Didn't you hear? The ice caps are melting, oceans are rising. When I look at this mess, y'all, I'm realizing it won't be long until we're living underwater, and you think that we hated our sons and daughters cause we're selling their future to the money machine. It's just the tip of the iceberg out of New Orleans. When the floods come, where you gonna run? What you doing? When the floods come, how you gonna cope with this ruin? When the floods come, how you gonna feed your children? When the floods come, assuming that the waters haven't drowned them. This ain't exaggeration, it's reality. The way that we're living is causing these fatalities. I'm mean here and now. I've lived in these streets where poor people freeze to death, and the beat that I'm hearing in my sleep is a war drum pounding at war with the earth, and it's simply astounding. We're drowning in luxury, financed on debt, enslaving the nations around us, and yet over half of Americans say they're depressed, sick of their meaningless lives and the quest for conspicuous consumption, bulimic brutality to eat the whole earth if we let it. In reality, most of us would rather have time for our family than spend our whole lives trying to earn a salary. But the rat race we're living in won't let us relax until the floods wash it all away in a flash. When the floods come and all the clocks just stop. When the floods come and you can't rely on the cops. When the floods come, wash away the lies you believe. When the floods come, will you be scared or relieved? Do you know your neighbors? Do they got your back? And will you work together when you're under attack? Or will it all dissolve into each for themselves? Murder and rape and gods know what else. Will you fight for each other like anarchists? Or will you prey on each other like capitalists? It's up to you, up to me, up to all of us together. When the floods come, it's more than just bad weather. It's the direct result of the lives that we're living, the way that we treat each other with derision. How we allow corporations to pollute with impunity and clear cut the forests, colonize communities. A culture that would rather drive fancy cars and breathe clean air or look at the stars. Global empire built on destruction, the way we consume like we had no other function. When the floods come, all we can trust is each other. When the floods come, we better learn to share with one another. When the floods come, it's up to us to set right this evil. When the floods come, so I'll be in the streets with my people.
Whatever we could do, we're gonna do, especially in continuing to preserve this earth and protecting it from all of these exploitative, avaricious pigs that don't care nothing about Mother Earth. Mother Earth. Mother Earth. Mother Earth. Mother Earth.
So I was working as a canvasser, knocking on doors, you know, trying to raise money to defend the forest, supporting legislation and rounding up signatures, trying to put pressure on the local state senators. The harder I worked, the more I realized that the pigs don't care about the people's cries, and that the big money men make campaign contributions. Then the state pays them to make pollution, and while the pigs might say that they're looking out for us, they're paying corporations to clear cut the forest. And it really doesn't matter how many letters we write, cause there's only one way that we can make it right, and that's direct action. Get satisfaction. If they do it for the money, we should start subtracting from the bottom line and destroy their profits. And there really isn't shit they can do to stop us.
Into the stars in the sky. Into the stars in the sky. Into the stars in the sky. Going in the light of my life.
So I saved up some money just in case to pay my last month's rent. Started looking for a place where I could make a difference, and shit was cracking. Got a word from a friend about a clear cut happening up in Oregon, just south of Eugene. This shit was nuts, I mean, it was obscene, because the company was breaking every law on the books. And it's not exaggerating to call them crooks. It was on federal land, public property. The pigs were paying them to commit robbery and clear cut one of the last old growth forests that has stood untouched by generations before us. No environmental impact reviews, of course, and it's funny how that kind of law don't get enforced. So the only option left was to do it ourselves and tell the corporation they could go to hell.
Into the stars in the sky. Into the stars in the sky. Into the stars in the sky. Going in the light of my life.
So I called a ride up across the state line, checked in with the support crew so I could find a way to help out and try to lend a hand. They said they needed tree sitters, so I got in the van, got a ride to the grove, introduced myself to the kids in the woods. They straight looked like elves, or maybe Ewoks with the village in the trees. I was scared of heights, so I gritted my teeth and grabbed a hold of the rope, climbed straight up, feeling kinda sick like I might throw up. But everybody was cool, just chillin' friendly, nobody acting fake or trying to be trendy. So I found a friendly tree, got myself situated, borrowed a good book, kicked back and waited.
Into the stars in the sky. Into the stars in the sky.
bushwhack. Wrote most of my first album. What I learned is that revolution really isn't glamorous, and free love doesn't mean you're amorous. And all I did was freeze my ass off and sit in a tree. But for the first time in my life, I felt free, and I learned to make peace with myself and start healing the scars on my soul. The pain that I was feeling took off at the end of the month, and went home, took a little time off just to be alone. Found out a year later it was worth all the rain, when the clear cuts were canceled and they won the campaign. And I really can't take any kind of credit, cause I only stayed a month, but they'll never forget it, cause it changed me forever. And that's no lie, just the wind in the trees and the stars in the sky.
Into the stars in the sky. Into the stars in the sky. Into the stars in the sky. Going in the light of my life. Into the stars in the sky. Into the stars in the sky. Into the stars in the sky. Going in the light of my life.
What are you doing tomorrow?
I was thinking about chaining myself to a bulldozer.
Do you want to come? What time?
1:30.
Sounds good. Should I bring my own chains?
We always do.
Y'all been talking for hours, but you ain't saying nothing. Claiming you're conscious when really you're frontin'. Fact is your politic is simplistic and stupid. Misinformation, causing confusion. But I use this mic device to broadcast a new worldview that's designed to last. I'm trying to flip the script, make the government pay. But all y'all can do is just kneel and pray to the television god of consumer distraction. Corporate lives, these are to break us into factions, bringing more than just a knee-jerk reaction. Fuck the talking, y'all, we need action. I spit revolution for all my folks, and I don't really care how much you smoke. Hip-hop is more than just punchlines and quotes, so sit the fuck down cause your style's a joke. MCs wanna battle to prove they're hot, but 9 times out of 10 they're just not. But when I step up, y'all, I bring the rage. So put the mic down, get the fuck off my stage. I'm sick of hearing y'all rehash the same lines. I've heard your verse before like 2 dozen times. Let me guess, you smoke a lot, make a lot of money, got 5 different women who all call you honey. You think you're a pimp, and that makes you cool. You wouldn't be caught dead going to school because you're so gangster, whether ghetto or trailer. And fuck the world if they call you a failure. It's not about race, I know kids of all colors stuck in the gang life and killing each other. But the game is a trap, a dead-end street, and all it can bring us is jail and defeat. If you want a better life, then we gotta organize, come up together and reach for the skies. It's a weapon, so use it for truth in the music, or get booed off the stage cause your rhymes are useless. MCs wanna battle to prove they're hot, but 9 times out of 10 they're just not. But when I step up, y'all, I bring the rage. So put the mic down, get the fuck off my stage. So if you touch this mic, dog, then you better bring it. Fuck freestyle, I don't wanna hear you wing it. Give me something I can feel, flex the content, cause the quality of music reflects the intent. If you up here cause you're just trying to get rich, then you're in the wrong game and it's time to switch. If you want money and jewels, then go to business school. Don't stand on my stage playing the fool. But if you're trying to bring change, then flex your technique. Cause right now the shit y'all are bringing is weak, and I'ma keep on saying it till y'all get the point. This rap thing is bigger than just rolling joints. We got a platform here to speak to the people, and if we don't use it, then all of the evil inherent in the status quo will maintain. We'll have no one to blame because we made our own change. MCs wanna battle to prove they're hot, but 9 times out of 10 they're just not. But when I step up, y'all, I bring the rage. So put the mic down, get the fuck off my stage. seeping through my bones. It's cold outside, I'm glad to be home. It's been a long day's night and I'm ready to crash, but I feel my mind wandering on pictures from the past. My dad coming home dead tired and depressed. He'd fall asleep on the living room floor, fully dressed, not drunk, just tired from a long day's work. He never said much about how much he hurt, but the pain was constant. My mother reminded me since he'd gone to Vietnam to serve his country, post-traumatic stress and nightmare stalking, bleeding every day like living in a coffin. He never talked about it, but I always knew he just set his mind on what he had to do, and that's true love to me, demonstrated tangibly, so we don't always agree, but I know my father loves me. I know you gave everything for love and for family. I love you as you are, though I know we disagree, and we've had a hard times and we've spoken hard words, but I'm living like you taught me, with my heart first, and I live my life for love and our people. Though we disagree on the source of this evil, I know we're both trying, doing our best, and so I'm living like you taught me. Hope I'll pass the test. I remember as a child watching him play the guitar with the banjo, and thinking one day I'd like to make music to manifest emotion. My father has a mind deeper than the ocean. If knowledge is water, he taught me to swim. My history teachers were nothing to him, but at the same time this God and religion came first. Then I really can't blame him. The way that he heard, he needed something to believe in to lend him strength, so he relied on God the way that some men drank. And when I came of age and outgrew my faith, I could see the pain in my father's face. I know that it hurt him to see me leave the church behind and turn my back on his beliefs, but I just couldn't keep on living a lie, even though I know it made my father cry. I know you gave everything for love and for family. I love you as you are, though I know we disagree, and we've had our hard times, spoken hard words, but I'm living like you taught me, with my heart first, and I live my life for love and for our people. Although we disagree on the source of this evil, I know we're both trying, doing our best, and so I'm living like you taught me. Hope I pass the test. Now I'm a revolutionary and he doesn't approve, and he's still a Mormon and he's not gonna move from the faith of his mother, the source of his strength. And I guess that's okay, he's entitled to think and believe what he believes. Who am I to say otherwise? But I can't place my faith in salvation from the sky. I believe in people, in love and in hope, and I believe in music, so every word I ever wrote is in some way a testament to what he taught me, like what it means to be a man and raise a family. And I don't know if I can ever fill those shoes and be the kind of man who can make it through such an incredible pain with such incredible strength, and do it all for love and never even think of demanding something back. He gave it freely. All I know is someday I'd like my son to see me giving everything for love and for family. I love you as you are, though I know we disagree, and we've had our hard times and we've spoken hard words, but I'm living like you taught me, with my heart first, and I live my life for love and for all people. Though we disagree on the source of this evil, I know we're both trying, doing our best, and so I'm living like you taught me. Hope I pass the test. Green leaves, trees, I don't mean weed, I mean forest as far as the eye can see. So let me breathe it in, I love the oxygen. Rush when I bust, don't box me in. I need clean air, water that's safe to drink, straight from the river, fucking kitchen sink. On the brink of disaster, hoping we don't sink. And just being in the woods, it makes me think that we're all connected in this world wide web. I mean food chains, not the internet. And really, it's all about putting down roots, intertwined to the ground, and the sound of our boots as we walk along is all the beat I need. Stopping for a second just to plant a seed.
This looks like a good spot. You wanna camp over there under that tree?
How about over there with the big funky rocks?
Wow, that's such a great idea. I think we should do that.
Watching the sunset as the clouds turn red, the wind picks up and blows overhead, throw some wood on the fire to keep us warm. I can feel the wind shift, there's a gathering storm just off the horizon, gonna rain tonight. And so I'm crawling to the tent, hug my lady tight, enjoying the peace and camaraderie, because there's nowhere on earth I would rather be than right here, right now. I don't know how long it will last or how things will turn out, but I'm living in the moment for a moment at least, as the rain comes down, just feeling in peace with the whole of creation. I know I have a place at the moment, that place is laying adjacent to the woman I love, so I forget my sorrow and remember this when I face tomorrow. Sunrise in the mountains is glorious. It's like infinity unfolding in front of us. An absolutely incredible, beautiful world. I can forget my cares, just be a boy with a girl in a beautiful place at a beautiful time. It's much more than I could ever capture in rhyme, because these are the moments that I live for. A moment of peace in an endless war. At home there's rent to pay and bills to pay, and until the revolution, the only way to meet those obligations to sell my life is just a balancing act on the edge of a night. But for one short weekend in the wilderness, I can let it all go and just exist. And so I pack up the tank, give my lady a kiss, and just wish that our whole lives would be like this. And just wish that our whole lives would be like this.
Alright, I think I got everything packed up. Got the bags. I think we're good to go. Which way do you want to go?
Which one is less traveled?
I don't know. Maybe the one with the big pointy rocks over there?
The one with the poet's paper strewn all over it and bones.
Right. That's the one less traveled.
When I get holes in my clothes, I sew that shit up, cause I ain't one of y'all ballers with $1 million to blow. Buying things that I really don't need, and so I'm careful with my cash, never wasted on weed. I got records to press, ammunition to buy, got my feet on the ground, my eyes on the sky. It's been too many wars and too many lies for me to trust the news or believe their alibis. I'm that autonomous indigenous, anarchist, syndicalist, secular, imperial, historical revisionist. My people's history, buried and suppressed. Gotta dig it up, but yo, it gets me depressed. Wrote this for Ireland, Scotland, Wales. Forget the history books full of lies and tall tales. Fighting for our lives, but they keep us colonized. We could rise to the skies if we just got organized.
The past never went away. We're living in the shadow, living in the shadow, in the shadow.
No justice, no peace, we should leave them in pieces. My style's Armageddon, they can never defeat this. You reap what you sow, kick what you know. My mind's a volcano, ready to blow. And so I spit hot lava, black flag, intifada. Dope within the drugs you keep selling to your mama. Making MCs stutter like pause, comma, hyper-realistic. No need for drama, demand your respect. Pack text with text, rip the dialect. When I step to mic checks, cause I'm living in the shadow. The future reflects decisions that we make in our daily context. It's not just a test, it's a war that we're living. Gotta stay focused, deliberate, driven. Walking in the valley of the shadow of death, I carry the past and feel its weight on my chest.
The past never went away. We're living in the shadow, living in the shadow, in the shadow.
Our history's a mystery, I gotta find clues. So much bigger than they teach us and they brainwash schools. We've done so much together, have so much in common. Why can't we unify without warplanes bombing? It's like the only unity that the pigs promote is when we're unified, standing on someone's throat. There's so much grief and rage, fear and pain. Our bodies in shackles, our minds in chains. So this a lyrical jailbreak to liberate brains and let y'all know that we still live in the same. Because it's race classification, the erasure of culture, that both perpetuate the domination of vultures. Cause capital was built on both white and black, and it's the rich who relax and live off the kickbacks. So know your enemy, but be sure you know the right one, cause Democrats will fuck us just as fast as Republicans.
The past never went away. We're living in the shadow, living in the shadow, in the shadow.
America's strange, twisted, deranged, killing people for profits. They're stupid, insane. Corporations call the shots in the government's game. A few get rich, but most just worship the fame. I'm not a superstar, I ain't trying to be. I'm just trying to speak some truth and help my people to see. So if you're listening to the crowd, don't try to be like me. Just be true to yourself, let your mind stay free. I got to learn from my elders, hear what they tell us. Fuck the television in the world that tries to sell us. I study Emma Goldman, Angela Davis, Wolf Tone, and Malcolm X for the insight they gave us. Magno Zapata, the Haymarket martyrs, Lucy Parsons for the vision she brought us. So many other folks who helped me open my eyes, all working for the day when our people will rise.
The past never went away. We're living in the shadow, living in the shadow, in the shadow. The past never went away. We're living in the shadow, living in the shadow, in the shadow. The past never went away. We're living in the shadow, living in the shadow, in the shadow.
Flags are bits of colored cloth that governments use first to shrink wrap people's brains and then as ceremonial shrouds to bury the dead.
To all the Vietnam vets on the street corner struggling, my folks in the struggle trying to live, I hustling my neighbors who signed up for the GI Bill. But do you realize that you could get killed? To all the kids growing up watching your parents' pain, if you lost someone in arm, don't want to see the same thing happening again. If it's your daddy or a friend, we've had too many wars. We've got to put an end to a system that sees a poor man as a weapon against another poor man. I've got to ask this question, who makes money when the bombs get dropped? who gets killed and who pays the cost, not just in dollars and cents, in blood, sweat, and tears. They've got us bombing for peace, manipulating our fears, making our own change, claiming it's symbiotic, patriotic, idiotic, brainwashed from embryonic. I did support our troops, become send them to die, like they sent my dad to now. While baby Bush got high, sending working class kids to fight the rich man's war, cause it's the health of the state, but it's the death of the poor. Now in the last 3 years we've seen 2 different wars, both in violation of international laws, but Afghanistan and Iraq are just the latest on the list of countries invaded by this colonialist power player posted up in DC plotting to do to Iraq what England did to Scotland, conquer, colonize, murder and steal, and everywhere around the globe people know the deal. Uncle Sam's track record over 300 years has been wars of aggression, playing on the fears of working class folks with media blitzkriegs. It's looking like they gon' repeat that history, tell my folks lies, keep our minds colonized, so we'll die in a war for those we should despise as stupid, nonsensical. I won't die for Texaco, I'll be like San Patricios and move to Mexico. I did support our troops, become send them to die, like they sent my dad to now. While baby Bush got high, sending working class kids to fight the rich man's war, cause it's the health of the state, but it's the death of the poor. Now since the 1780s we've been in over 30 wars, not counting class war by the rich against the poor, campaigns of genocide against indigenous nations, the slaughter of millions, the smallpox blankets, that's a new war declared every 10 years, each and every one justified by playing on the fears of whatever boogeyman is in fashion at the time. Communists or terrorists or just people who rhyme. This shit's ridiculous, stupid, insane. A nation full of scarecrows who have no brains. El Salvador to Panama, Iraq to Palestine, the war machine keeps rolling. The way it's designed, they got us down on the knees, praying to the television, buried in propaganda for these lying politicians. But I'm spitting vaccination for the patriot disease. When we all stand up, we'll bring the system to its knees. I did support our troops, become send them to die, like they sent my dad to now. While baby Bush got high, sending working class kids to fight the rich man's war, cause it's the health of the state, but it's the death of the poor.
The force that butchered a million Haitians, the lies that legitimized Iraq's invasion. From season to season, the torch is passed as empires grow and at last collapse. The cancerous creation of a mythical past, designed to glorify the cannon's blast. But if might makes right, then all hope is lost, because military madmen will pay any cost in other people's blood to meet their ends. They're not interested in making amends. It's the jackboot stomping on a human face, the fascist future they're trying to create. Sadistic indifference, mindless greed that will cut a child's throat just to watch it bleed. It's the riot cops, nightstick, rain and blows. They feast on the flesh of fallen foes. The cannibal economy where capital flows dictate the diets of carrion crows. As the rich get richer, poverty spreads. The rights of the people are torn to shreds. We're sheep in the slaughterhouse being led on a one-way road. You better check your head, because death runs raging in the new world order. Guantanamo Bay, where they practice torture to the killing fields of 1,000 ghettos, making men like machines with minds of metal. We're stuck in the system like rats in a maze. Most can't even see the walls of this cage. It's freedom for the few, tyranny for the rest. A neoliberal hell where there's less and less chance to make change. Turn it around before the oceans rise. Know we all get drowned, but as long as even one person keeps fighting, there's still hope. We could strike like lightning, and millions of people all over this earth are still struggling for all of the work to shake off the chains of all oppression. Fuck Marxism, we've learned our lesson. Start at the grassroots, talking to our neighbors, neither God nor vanguard will be our savior. This time we've got to do this shit right. Give the power to the people and light the night.
Is a structural interlock between state and corporation that allows for consolidation of a power block that is capable of projecting itself upon the world, exporting itself in terms of an order and a hierarchy that works to the detriment of all it encounters for the benefit of those who organized it in the first place. Where you end up, if you trace the point of inception, about 1450, when the Portuguese set out to circumvent what they considered to be the Islamic barrier or wall, preventing them from direct interaction with what they at the time called the Orient, from which they expected through unfettered trade or ability to exploit and plunder to obtain considerable profit. And the only way they could figure out to do that was a fairly logical thing, was to start sending ships down the west coast of Africa, trying to find where the bottom of Africa Europeans act on the rest of the world in a way detrimental to their interests but beneficial to those who had devised the scheme in the first place. This is the origin of the present process of globalization.
Lynx, my man D.Labrie, Uncle Scams, Noel on the hook, Dubsy on the beat. We looking for the peace inside, and this is how we gotta end the album. Peace, y'all.
Respect game, sucker, I was always taught to do that. Where you at? Trying to get a new hat? Don't do that. Keep it cool, peep the rules, and don't let these deceitful dudes cheat you, fool. Man, we move the street with tools, no need to drool or glorify the pistol. Motherfucker, we got issues with these government officials and cops that wanna get you and quickly get rid of you. Inevitable, the gun gets pulled, and I have to tell these pigs to back up like Pitbull. It's all political, the finish in the black for the fiscal, while black life remains dismal, pitiful and miserable. And what about the Indians though? We don't see them no more. Most whites, Latins, and Asians is po. Middle East is at woe. I can't find peace outside my door, yo.
Searching for the peace inside. Searching for the peace inside.
Yo, you gotta be constantly on guard, consciously caught in the thought process to not get bought off. And a lot of what you've been taught has brought you to this distraught spot. But I fought the mental onslaught of political pot shots. Subliminal criminals advertise the lies. We gotta revolutionize what resides inside and realize potential to internally uprise. Eternally learning, infernally burning, turning towards your desire for more. But before you can even see what you want to achieve, you gotta be the change you wanna see and believe in inner peace. Or be completely defeated, mentally depleted. Eventually we must break free, you know we need it.
Forever inside these walls where I reside. Sunlight in the window, it's waking me up. We got beautiful blue skies that's shaking me up. But here on this earth where the beats is breaking, I find myself trapped by my occupation. Scrambling for money and pinching those pennies. Poor folks beg for change, but I don't have any. I can't change this world alone, that's how it is. But we gotta make a change for the sake of our kids. And I could live in this world, I know that I could make it. But I can't live with this world and refuse to fake it. So I take it one step at a time and write rhymes. Try to undermine this oppressive paradigm. Cause now is the time, and so I'm spitting thought crime. Cause the only peace I find is the peace in my mind.
Searching for the peace inside. Searching for the peace inside.
Mayday, kicking it at this barbecue, chilling with my folks like everyday people do. But running through my mind, I got a different picture, so I grab the mic just to spit some scripture. My mind gets carried away to Chicago, the turn of the century. All of the bravado built up by the bosses was starting to slip, because ordinary folks who were sick of taking shit were starting to organize, building up unions. Anarchists on the front lines, building the movement for the 8-hour day, dignity and respect. And so the bosses got pissed. I mean, what would you expect? They sent the police in to start murdering folks. There was a rally in Haymarket in the chaos and smoke. Somebody threw a bomb which killed 6 cops, either an act of desperation or a terrorist plot.
It's the long dark night, the sleep of reason, that would take an honest man trying for treason. The reason that folks are so scared to speak, and before we've even started, we've admitted defeat. Just the fear and the rage at living in a cage. Bullshit we read on the front page, I can feel it from my bones to my sinews, but the everyday world still continues.
So the pigs went nuts and started rounding up radicals, claiming that the bomb was thrown by anarchist fanatical. The perfect excuse to start cracking some heads. They finally charged a man and wanted all of them dead. Now not a single shred of evidence was ever produced before we're executed by the hangman's noose. And Louis Ling, who was the most militant, committed suicide so the pigs couldn't kill him. The other 3 were released years later when the new governor finally looked at the data. John Peter Outgeld wrote up the pardons and indicted the system which he was a part of. The capital crooks never forgave him, and they used the newspapers to make people hate him. It ended his career, but he still did the right thing while the workers kept working and they kept organizing.
It's the long dark night, the sleep of reason, that would take an honest man trying for treason. The reason that folks are so scared to speak, and before we've even started, we've admitted defeat. Just the fear and the rage at living in a cage. The bullshit we read on the front page, I can feel it from my bones to my sinews, but the everyday world still continues.
Now it's a century later, the struggle's still going on, we're still getting fucked. The pigs are still going strong, and nowadays I got this new Patriot Act designed to describe how all the patriots should act. But looking at the facts, you got a very different picture. It's all about control, so don't let the pigs get you. Indefinite detentions, no right to a trial, violations of a privacy, the total denial of every freedom that Bush claims to be protecting. John Kerry helped write it, so on closer inspection, it should be pretty obvious just who owns the system. I think every sane person has the duty to resist them. Of course, anarchists are still up in the struggle, our dreams still intact as we're soaring through the rubble of the way things could have been, should have been, and will be. We'll never stop working to stop organizing.
It's the long dark night, the sleep of reason, that would take an honest man trying for treason. The reason that folks are so scared to speak, and before we've even started, we've admitted defeat. Just the fear and the rage at living in a cage. The bullshit we read on the front page, I can feel it from my bones to my sinews, but the struggle for freedom continues.